Hello, week 1, Dr. Pearl here. So as we start into this decision making and change management course, we want to realize that the decisions made along the way are going to determine whether that change initiative becomes successful or not. So the first thing we want to start looking at is the psychology of change, because creatures of habit as we are, everyone has a different way of looking at change. And so we want to take into those things into account and become aware of the different mindsets. So as you go through, check in with yourself. Check in on things that you've seen and observed. Over the next 8 weeks, we'll be discussing all the different things that help create a successful change initiative. We're going to be using 2 texts. One of them is a download for free. It comes from the Association of Change Management Professionals, and it's basically a standards guide that gives you some best practices for processes and procedures when it comes to change management. The second text is Make It Stick. This is a book by Heath and Heath. They're 2 brothers. It really talks about ideas and how you make them stick. And this is going to become very helpful in the first half, especially of working on the project for the course. Later in the course, we'll be referring to another book they wrote, Switch. Although you're not required to read this, if you are into making changes in your own personal life or you are really deep in changes in your organization, this is very helpful. It gets a little deeper into the habits, personal and individual habits, which we all know when you're trying to make an organizational change, the individual habits are just as important as the entire change initiative. So I just referred to the project for our course, and yes, there is one project for the course. It is in 2 parts. The first part is a case proposal, and the second part will be a change strategy. So you'll be working on these in teams. By next week, I will have the teams put together, and I'll need a little input from you to be able to make that happen, and I'll share that with just a moment. But before you get together with your team, part of this week's activities, this is to go ahead and identify a real-world organizational need or a real-world organizational change. And so look into your life, look into your experience, and identify something that could be a good foundation for your group project. You're going to start a little bit on needs analysis, but the remainder of that will be done in your group. So in the resources, there's a nice guide that will help you identify what you're looking for and how to come up with that initial idea. In addition to getting familiar with the project this week, I am asking for a team assignment survey to be completed, and that's going to help me put teams together in the most efficient, sensible way. You're also expected to do a discussion post that's a video, a getting to know you video, which I am looking forward to because I want to get to know you all. And of course, you've already seen mine, I hope. Anyway, again, the other discussions, there's 2 others. One is it's in the syllabus. That gives you a chance to give some feedback, get some feedback, ask some questions about the syllabus. And then finally, the meat of the discussion questions, which is the psychology of change. And there is a video, there's a couple resources that you can kind of get some information, maybe do some on your own. Normally in discussions as we go forward, you're going to be expected to have at least 2 credible resources in these first couple. If you can, that's great, but starting next week, absolutely. And I will be sharing with you what constitutes a credible resource. So those are the kind of the highlights of the things that we're going to be doing this week. Look forward to getting that information, putting the teams together. Just as a reminder, the calendar does have all the due dates, but once you get past this first week, you should know what they are. And that's that your discussion needs to be completed by Wednesday night, 11:59 p.m. Your response or your reactions on Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, and then the actual assignment is going to be due on Sunday at 11:59 p.m. As always, please feel free to reach out to me, whether it's email or text, or you need to talk online on the phone. If you have any questions, I want to do my best to make this one of the learning experiences that you will remember and find that you can use the information going forward in your career.